Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, November 20th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple quick clarifications. Number one, the candle that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol SGD. And this one was a wild day today. And because it was so wild, I think it's worth keeping an eye on because while things seeming have pulled off and they seem to have, kind of just, maybe interest has left the building when you look down here at the volume and not a whole lot of volume. With all that being said, though, sometimes these are the situations where just when everybody forgets about it is when the thing comes back to life. And with all that being said, in my mind, there's a nice trend line here that can be put into place that I think does a good job of kind of help illustrate whether or not this thing finds some more strength or maybe if it is game over. So no such thing as a guarantee. But my point here is that it becomes, I think, more reasonable to think that if the price can come up here and break up through that resistance trend line, that break in of itself can serve as a leading indicator that the momentum is returning. And am I saying another massive move like this one, which skyrocketed all the way up there, is going to happen? Nobody can make that claim, but I am saying that this one has shown the ability to move and move very quickly. And a break of that trend line could kind of, like I said, serve as that alarm bell that maybe another good quality move is going to occur. But in my mind, that's what it's all about. It's pulled back, sure, but can it show some signs of strength again? And the sign of strength being getting back above that area of resistance. We'll see what happens next week. Next one here, CYTO. And overall, very, very nice move. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. There has been this downwards channel that has formed. Nobody can deny that. That's just a fact of the matter. And this is where things get a little tricky because, yeah, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well, then yes, from that perspective, the chart looks really bad. But with all that being said, if you care about the bigger picture point of view, well, part of that is, acknowledging, well, sure, fair enough, the price has pulled back here. But what was happening before this pullback? And what happened before it was this massive move in the upwards direction, which has now given me the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. So for some people, they're looking at this pullback and saying, well, this is bullish. This is great. I now have a bull flag pattern. Other people, like I said, depending on what you bought, where you bought, and what your strategy was, you may feel differently about it. But if you are someone that cares about more so bigger pictures, you like penny stocks, you like bull flag patterns, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one here, CHPT. Premise here, pretty straightforward. You have this stock absolutely destroyed today, massive gap down. And along with this is there's a whole lot of shorts on this stock. So you got to keep that in mind. If there's a lot of shorts, that doesn't guarantee anything to the upside, but it does certainly introduce quite a bit of spiciness to it. So stock with a lot of shorts, beat down, and then after the beat down, the price has just gone sideways. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy, but just because the price after getting beat down is going sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed that this is a bottom and for sure guaranteed this thing is going to go upwards. My point here is that it becomes a lot more plausible. Case in point, let's say the price gapped down and the price just kept dropping, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be some sort of bottom. You'd be completely justified to say, what are you talking about? The price is literally still just dropping. Why would you think it's the bottom? But that's not the case here, right? It's at least started to go sideways. So again, does it mean it's the bottom? No. Does it become a whole lot more reasonable? Absolutely, especially when you sprinkle in the idea that there are so many shorts out there. So all it takes is for some sort of little bit movement back to the upside, you get shorts starting to cover, and who knows what kind of bounce could be in store. But yeah, if you like these sorts of circumstances, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol PLTR, and finally got through this red line here, which I talked about previously, has been a very stubborn level of resistance, but got through it and has now just really pushed through. And in fact, eclipsed this high from over here, which is the last time there was a fake breakout. So it broke, came up here, and then got rejected. But good to see that on this breakout, the price was able to get up to that level and then just continue to push up through there. So more of the story, a lot of updates need to be done. Just get rid of a couple of, in fact, I'm just going to move this level up here as one of the newest areas of support now, right here at that $20.25 mark. And this is what I would call the ideal level. When you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute best moving forward? And that would definitely be if the price can stay above 2025. Now, with that being said, if the price falls below it, that doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But if the price can stay above it, that would certainly be a nice sign of strength moving forward. From more of an overarching standpoint, the level that matters most is that purple line there, 50-period moving average. Keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is just going to move itself higher and higher. Basically like an overall trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the quote-unquote trend line as time goes by, that does imply that the overall trend is fully bullish. But yes, very nice way to end the week here on this one. And as long as this one keeps on putting those higher highs and higher lows, that's by far what matters most. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC. And all things considered, a good day. But I'll be the first to admit the bar has been set pretty low on this one because it's not like the price exploded or anything like this. It just finally didn't put in a new low. So I guess I lied, technically speaking, because that opening 30 minutes, I did put in a new low, didn't it? But that low didn't last long, and to be fair, it did start to work its way back upwards. And that's where I want to really focus on is, well, got to give credit's due. The price is starting to show some signs of strength, the quote-unquote sign of strength being defined as that trend line right there. So if this, once again, quote-unquote sign of strength, which is why I like charts, by the way, is they allow you to take phrases such as sign of strength and then make them very visual. So when I say sign of strength, that's what I mean. So if this sign of strength is going to remain intact, then you want to see the price continue to stay above that level. So if that means it comes down here, that's fine. Maybe it comes up here, drops all the way back down there, comes back up. It would still be putting in those higher lows, which is what you want to see as a genuine sign of strength. So keep a very close eye on that trend line there. In terms of those levels of resistance, nothing new here to report. Still have an initial level right up there at 760. And then not that far away, you have that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. But all things considered, showing some signs of strength. We'll see if that can build into next week. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online event that I'm offering here in a couple weeks. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. Or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live event. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. Good bounce today, especially when you consider it was not a good start. This at one point was a big red candle. The price was all the way down there and then managed to fight all the way back up there. So good solid move. Still a lot of work that needs to be done, but still, I'm assuming if you're bullish, you're much happier with the price up here rather than having it still be down there or worse yet, even lower than that. Now, when I say there's still work to be done, first bit of work that needs to be done, which I talked about previously, all about that purple line there, 50-period moving average. You can see just how annoying that level has been going back to yesterday right there. And then just so many times you can see the price could never quite build any sort of momentum. It kept getting stuck in that level until eventually it just got pushed back to the downside. But the good news is when I say pushed back to the downside, it's not like all the way back down here, just a little bit of a minor pullback. So the price is still well within striking distance of that purple line there. And then if the price can push up through there, next key level up there right around that $240.30 mark. But all things considered, very healthy day today, especially when you compare it to how things started off. So we'll see if that momentum carries into Monday. Another one here, WLGS. Another one I should have said, another penny stock here, WLGS. And nice pattern here, so let's just get this mapped out. And you got to think a lot of people are probably keeping a close eye on this pattern. I make that comment because when a lot of people are watching the same levels, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So we have that area of the pattern right there. Then we have more so this upwards channel, or upwards trend line, I should say, right there we go. Right there. Change that to green, and then just to make it one color, it may be easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move here. For you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual, put a golf hole down there. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennant patterns, certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one here, GPS, same general idea of what I just talked about with self-fulfilling prophecies and all that sort of stuff. So you have another, very well-defined pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is just it's not a penny stock, a little bit pricier of a stock. So maybe you don't like penny stocks, but you like these sorts of bullish patterns. Then this one will give you something to consider. So move that down a little bit. So there we have our resistance. There we have our support. And once again, just because I can't help myself, let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support. We have the nice upward move here. Maybe you could get an argument that whether that's a bull pennant or a bull flag. At the end of the day, I would not get too concerned about it because the general story is the same. Nice surge up, has consolidated a little bit. So now it's just a question of is this consolidation going to lead to another break to the upside? So like I said, if you like these sorts of situations on high or on pricier stocks, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol LABU. And this is one of these ETFs that can get moving in a hurry. And it definitely had some good volume today. Nice movement. It is now starting to get back up into a very interesting territory of these previous highs right here from a few days ago, right up there around $3.57. So it's not quite there, but again, well within striking distance. And just to give a little bit more context, if the price can break above that red line there, as you're seeing here, that would be putting the price at a level that it has not seen for a very long time. So definitely from a technical standpoint, getting well within striking distance of a relatively important level there. In terms of levels of support, nothing, really need to be overcomplicated about it. Just watch that purple line there, which you now know is that 50-period moving average. So as that line continues to move higher and higher, as long as the price is above it, that's a good sign. Case in point right here. Beautiful job of the price coming down, fine. So if you envision kind of the price as a surfer and you envision that purple line as the wave, I mean, look at that good job of the surfer just surfing that wave as it went up. So a good classic example there of how you want to see the 50-period moving average behave if there were to be some sort of pullback. But yeah, all eyes on 357 next week. Next one here, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. So if you believe the NASDAQ market is going to rise, this one will also rise, will go up. It just allows you access at a much lower price point. And not a whole lot going on here, but I try to do this one on a very routine basis because I know it's a very popular ETF out there. So right now, which makes sense when you think about just how much of a big move the markets have gone under, a lot of just sideways consolidation right now. So I want to map out this channel here because that's essentially what's happened over the past 4 days now. You had that big move up here with the gap up. You had an attempted upwards move there, and then after that kind of ran out of steam, and then it's just literally been chopping back and forth. So I don't say ran out of steam in any sort of negative sense, just in the sense of, nothing can go straight up every single day. So you need those consolidations, and that's what we have going on here. So it's really a question of who's ultimately going to win out on this battle. You have some very well-defined levels. You have the 42.30 mark down here as a key support. You have that level up there at 43.40 as that key level of resistance, which is where found problems today. And like I said, it's just a question of who's ultimately going to win this battle. Are the bulls going to win with a break to the upside? Are the bears going to win with a break to the downside? That all remains to be seen. But I mean, if you were forced into a corner, I would assume you'd go with the bulls because the price is much closer to breaking up through there than it is down here. Now, yes, that can of course change, but as things stand right now, with the strength of the momentum, the fact that the price is up towards the top of the channel, it's looking like the bulls are trying to get primed for another push to the upside. So we'll see what the next, several days next week lead to. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for that class. Like I said, it'll be a while. Thursday, November 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but definitely go get signed up for it. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do 2 things for me. They really help out the channel, help out me in terms of feedback. Hit the like button, leave a comment, say hi, tell me what you traded today, give me your watch list for next week. But those 2 things, like I said, really do help out. So please do those couple things and go get signed up for that free class. Everybody, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great weekend.